Man hides his dead body in his mother's coffin, but just as he seals the coffin shut, he hears a phone ringing inside. He then remembers that he forgot to take out his cell phone from the body. It was too late for him to pull out the nails with his bare hands because the security guard had already arrived at the door. Luckily, as the security guard pushed his way in, the ringing stopped. What the guard saw was his filial son, immersed in grief. He was just about to tell him to express his condolences when he realized that the nails in the coffin seemed to have been moved.
Monsieur, les ballons pour votre fille.
Ah oui, bien sûr.
On the second day of his mother's burial, a group of people felt that the coffin was abnormally heavy, and as Ted watched the coffin go into the ground, his heart was finally relieved. The next thing to be solved is the broken car, because his colleague told him that the Anti-Corruption Bureau is investigating the evidence of Ted's corruption and bribery, and he has to scrutinize his car. Ted had to scrutinize his car and wipe the blood from the trunk. But what about the crack in the windshield? A police car pulls up in front of him, and Ted has a plan. He puts on his seatbelt, puts on a protective cover for his teeth, and pushes the gas pedal to the floor. The police were about to come over to deal with Ted, but Ted said that the car in front of him did not pull the handbrake, which led to the collision. The police originally wanted to educate Ted, but when they saw Ted pull out his ID, they immediately gave up. So it was his supervisor, and Ted sent the car to the repair center as a matter of course. When he returned to the police station, he received a task to arrest a drug dealer. When he saw the photo of the drug dealer, he was instantly dumbfounded, because it was the man he ran over last night, although he knew that the man was dead. In order not to be suspected, Ted followed his colleagues to pretend to arrest the operation. Colleagues are fully concentrated and nervous, but Ted is not panicked wandering around. Ted followed the dog to the road where the accident happened and found that the tire tracks were left behind when he braked sharply. There was also a pool of blood next to it. A police car came along behind him, as the police had received a report from a concerned citizen that there had been a car accident here last night. Surprisingly, there is a surveillance camera installed here. Ted was looking for a chance to destroy the surveillance camera, so he watched it carefully. Ted was relieved to receive an anonymous phone call from a man's deep voice, who said he saw Ted run over someone and forced him to hand over the body as soon as possible, or he would be put in jail. The next day at work, a narcotics officer found Ted, a meeting to give him a gift, and then apologized that he recognized the wrong person. Ted heard this deep voice. Very sure that he was the man on the phone last night, Ted followed him to the bathroom, where the narcotics officer, without further ado, gave Ted a beating and pressed his head into the toilet to force him to tell him the whereabouts of the body. Ted was no match for him and promised to hand over the body to him by tomorrow. Ted suddenly realized that the narcotics police had gone to great lengths to find the body of the drug dealer, that the police must be no good, and that there must be some kind of dark dealings with the drug lord. Ted had no choice but to go to his mother's grave again.